E. Okay, it's charging. Just have to wait. Ooh, I'm gonna watch that later. Hey guys, my name is Crazy Green Fox. Welcome back to Stanley Parable. And if you remember from yesterday, I'm guessing the narrator told me I could put in my favorite time. So I'm gonna put in my favorite time. I don't really have a favorite time, but I'm gonna put in a funny time, a funny haha time, and it's gonna be for 4:20. That is not my real time. My real time is 7:02. If you, I think you usually guess, but eh. There you go. Yeah, it's my favorite time of day. 4:20. Or could it simply, or you simply not resist giving me, or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? No, I gave you 4:20. After all, I know how much you love setting the time correctly. Okay, now, I'm curious how accurate 4:20 p.m. is. Let's use the letter slider to find out. How accurate? Very inaccurate, honestly. It's very inaccurate because I'm gonna say this, probably this inaccurate, because it is 2 hours. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 hours difference, plus about less than 20 minutes, so inaccurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of how accurate the clock, I'm having a good time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. Okay. I wish we have more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. God damn it. Perhaps I can invert some new sliders to gather new data on you. Yeah, do that. Please tell me. Next time when I come on this game, I want more sliders. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip up a couple new ones. Should be ready next time you boot this game. Yep. I can't wait. Can't wait. Like until we done with this is not even a narrator. I'm gonna call him Mr. Black. Um Once Mr. Black is done with talking to me, that's when the game is gonna end. I don't care how short it is. It could be like a 2-minute stream just so you can see Mr. Black talking to me or me reading his lines. Anyway, technically this is Stanley Parable 2. I did not know that until like the bucket appeared. I did not know that. Ghost tried to tell me, I didn't believe him. But this is technically Stanley Parable 2. And I was debating to call this episode Stanley Parable 2 because I'm still playing the same game. It just have a 2 in it now. So it wouldn't make sense, in my honest opinion. So let's get started. It's never the end, 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 it's never the end. Again. So now the better question is, I'm gonna let him talk or am I gonna skip?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
I might skip.
Employee number 427's
Yeah, I might
job.
skip. You all know this. I let it play last episode. I'm not letting it play this episode.
All of his co-workers were gone, What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm gonna make sure to turn off all of it. Bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Why is this here? Hello? Can I open this? No. Then why the hell is this here? Like, I don't know if those computers actually do anything, or I'm just wasting my time. We'll go to the broom closet. We haven't been in the broom closet in a while.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, we could also try the speedrun thing.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
You can feel that,
can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
It does not deserve the bucket.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
Yes, I have to.
This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over.
I can't.
No. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
What the fuck?
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Okay, I am.
Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket, as they have changed and evolved over the years.
Now.
Let him have it.
Yeah, you're fucking bitch, all of you. You just jealous that you would never have anything that me and a bucket have.
Okay,
this is Stanley
I got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Yes, probably a me.
Now it's settled.
Yes.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Hell yeah. I told him off. Let's go, bucket.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Ooh,
you see?
It is.
I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
Yeah, it is.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
So there's no ending for this, it's just me getting stick.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Okay. No one will ever love you guys. You understand? Piece of what are you? Duct tape. You may have friends, like you have your friend right there, and this one up under here, and one right here, but they don't like you. They're just using you. They never loved you. No, I'm done. Let's go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Probably wants to go downstairs. Like, I think about redoing some of, what's it called? Redoing the, other endings I already did with the bucket to see what he would say.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
Bucket, are you okay?
He held the bucket
Stanley
close,
Jr.?
yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
What?
Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley Jr.?
It's me, the bucket. Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend.
Where?
It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
What?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Is there going to be a
woke up on a
bucket next
day
to
like
me?
any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security,
Oh, she
and
also
walked
has
to her
one.
place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Backflipped. But see, it is useful. I mean, not useful. It is pretty cool to what's it called? Do the older endings with the bucket to see what the narrators say about the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away.
Wait, actually. What was the 2587, right? Because I'm going to try for the speedrun ending. Okay, door. Okay, door code. Door 16. What the fuck is door 6? Now I gotta look at door 16. Why is that there? Door code. Two 845. Okay, it's 2845. That's all I needed. We're gonna speedrun it with the bucket. 2845. We're gonna pick up the bucket as we run. If we miss it, we're gonna just leave it behind.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. 2845, 2845, 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
5.
Crushed by... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It is. It's the bucket all along. The bucket give me big brain. My brain is so big, I could guess everyone's social. I can't even say it. Social security. Because of this bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty,
I need that speedrun ending.
The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
I think I'm supposed to complete it in 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
For the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
Oh. Did I get it? Wait, was it even an achievement anyway? I think it was. Yeah, it was. Did I get the trophy?
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind-controlled machine.
Open.
Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
What?
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Why?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening?
Wait.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Wait, what? What?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
What? No!
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
That is never the end. Okay, in order to get the speedrun ending, I guess I can't take the bucket with me. I want to take Stanley Jr. home with me, but no. You just gotta mosey along by ourselves without the comfort of our bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, 2845, 2845, 2845, 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
No, let me in. No. Let me in. I did it.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Stop time. I'm pretty sure it's stop time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Go away,
Mind
Overwatch.
Control
I don't even
Facility.
play you.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided...
I decided to cut that off. I'm hope I'm doing it right, though. Because all I know, when I was watching the video,
blackness,
all I know...
and a rising chill of
all
uncertainty.
I went up to was to boss office, and that's it.
Was it over?
So I don't know if the guy pressed on or off.
He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand,
yeah, I wonder what happens
but to
if
let
go back. Backwards.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
The door is not opened.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Did I get it? Speed running? Speed runner? I don't know if that was 4 minutes. I think that was past 4 minutes. But we know once the notification pops up, right? Did I get it? No? Okay then. Then it has to be the other way. Was it? What if I press off? I'm gonna search it up. Like, because we are honestly running out of stuff to do in this game. So I'm trying to do speedrunner. The easiest way possible. But it's not like I'm gonna get all the achievements anyway. There is commitment, and the one you have to wait 10 years. Real life years until you get it. I will be fucking 30 in 10 years. I'm not waiting that long. The PS7's probably out by the time, or 6 at least, is out by the time before 10 years pop up. I'm gonna just, okay, once the door opens, go down the elevator. A secret door. What? Oh, once the secret door. Oh, okay. Wait, let me read it. Okay. Once the secret door open, go in and go down the elevator, then begin the game again. Oh, okay. So I'm supposed to begin the game again. But when I hit the bottom or when I'm in the elevator? No, let me. Should I get the bucket? Can I complete it with the bucket? Got the elevator. Then he begins the game again. The reason we do this is because it causes the narrator to open the secret door automatically during the next playthrough. Oh, okay, so the first time I do that, he's like, yo, stress isn't healthy. Here, have some music. Second time, he's like, okay, do it. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Or is it actually open automatically? That means you don't have to put the code in? No, we still do. Wait, he said something in a moment, another thing. After he opens the secret door, go down the elevator and begin the game again. Okay. I think I get it now. I think I get it now. I think I get it now.
All of his
let me begin the game first though. But I get it now. Like until like I could do the speedrunning thing, I just need to keep resetting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now.
Oh, okay, you go do it anyway.
Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Thank you.
Kill surprise.
Thank you, Nervita. You are a good person. I love you. Okay, so once we get off, then we reset again, like the video says. Let's see what changes this time. Does the room just become closer, or what?
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Thank you, narrator.
Here's the door, just go.
Thank you. And the real question is, do I need to reset again after? Second time because him to open the door even faster the next playthrough. Okay, so I gotta do it again. So you can open this door faster. Let's go. And you must reset the game until you get one of the 2 starting halls. Getting one is random upon the game.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Wait, let me pause it right quick. Shit, no, don't connect it to my TV. Okay, so. Now you must reset the game until you get one of the 2 starting hallways. Get one of these is random upon starting the game, but both are shorter than a normal route. Either one works. I'm gonna just look at him to see what he's doing. Oh. Oh. As you see, I got this blue one here. The other one is even shorter than that. Starting you off before the left and right door. Okay. So we just gotta continue doing it. Just continue resetting until we get it. This is tedious, but let's do it. It's something new. Instead of me just taking a bucket to older paths I went to before. Unless I messed it up. I'll be resetting for a bit until I figure out if I messed it up or not. Okay, the run becomes much easier once you do the jump circle glitch. You can skip wait for the gate to open by waiting on top of the gate and hopping down the platform and rise. How do you do that? How the fuck you do that? That's just a random comment, not the video I'm watching. Give me a short room. Short room. Okay, this one looks different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Thank you again.
Here's the door, just go.
Wonder if I have to reset again. The video's still long.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I'm trying to fucking multitask.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, and he press this off button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh shit, I didn't mean to press that.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
Okay, there we go. There you go, hope it helps. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. Blah, blah, blah.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Me out.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
But I'm pretty sure someone speedrun the speedrun achievement somehow.
Was happy.
Okay, now back to me figuring shit out. Hopefully. We still don't know what that fourth button is. Okay. Control the buttons. And I don't know if they actually do have the buttons. Okay, I'm on a video and I want to read this out loud. It'd be really interesting if the monitor in the catwalk led to a secret ending where the narrator scolds you for cheating and unlock an unachievable achievement. It would be hilarious if he would take the achievement back after scolding you. That would be so funny.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Okay, now I remember something said 16. Oh, okay. I thought it was actually something.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
It's going to right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Hell yeah.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Hell yeah, bucket. Me and you, sit on this couch. Yeah, it's not, that's a couch. I'm not really sure what this is called.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Now I'm going to jump to this couch. Yeah.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home. But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
You gonna take this door, bucket?
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Cargo lift.
Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, but Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
It is more tragic than anything. Okay, let's go. Wait, this is... Hello?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today.
Huh?
We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
But I don't have a wife. Why would you lie to me like that?
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
You're not gonna tell me why I'm on here now? Okay, let's go.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I'm so sorry.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Oh my god, no!
Please, step in here for a moment.
My Stanley Jr. is not a bucket. He is an emotional support bucket.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay, let's see.
Oh. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes, it is a bucket.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What the fuck?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Is that a bucket? Yes.
Correct. Yay! This is a bucket.
I did it. So no, yes.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
It looks awfully bucket-like. So I must say yes. What?
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
That is a giant
this was a gimmick.
bucket.
How on earth did you manage to screw it up?
Red bucket
Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
You're just hallucinating. That's a giant red bucket on wheels.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct.
Yay!
This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket?
It looks like a tractor, honestly, so no.
Trick question. Both.
How the fuck is it both? How is it both? Explain.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
I'm gonna say no.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
You are a bucket.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game.
Wait, no!
Okay, here we go.
Don't do this! Don't do this to me! No! No! You better be lying.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait.
Because everything's a bucket.
Was everything a bucket?
Yes.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket?
Yes.
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
I'm not a bucket?
Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what.
What?
I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Okay. I need my Stanley Jr. back.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Right now,
the cargo
stop.
lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
No, like if I ever make a video game, I'm gonna add a bucket in the game to like reference this game because I love it. I love the bucket, the emotional support bucket.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Dark? This room doesn't look dark. How are you talking about this room? Let's go.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
You serious, bucket? Hello? I pick up the phone. I don't know who's on the phone, but Bucket said we would live happily ever after.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Bucket! Hello? Hello, Stanley, it's me, your bucket. Press square to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press a bucket to take me home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
Wait,
to see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Is that a... okay. Let's go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley?
What?
Can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket.
It is not a bucket.
It can't talk.
It's not just a bucket.
All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
You're lying.
That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
You lying. Don't listen to the loud man. Press the up button and go home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Let's go back to work. Wait. Ignore... Okay. Press to ignore anyone in your life except for me. Hell yeah.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket. This sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real. Don't you, Stanley? Press to go home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Jazz. Okay, to relieve some We live the same day with me over. Okay.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Okay, go home, to work, to home, to work, to home, to work, to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on?
Why
do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
I don't know how to feel
Stanley,
about this.
give me the bucket.
No,
give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
Leave me alone.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. But I don't feel comfortable calling him Stanley Jr. anymore after that. I'm just gonna call him Bucket. Because he literally fall in love with it. So he cannot be Stanley Jr. anymore. I'm changing his name to Randy, or yeah, Randy. Oh, I got the shorter room this time. Thanks.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
Okay, this time we're going to plug the phone.
Wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Oh, there's balloons
Stanley
up
did
there.
not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here,
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone,
said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders?
Yes,
Stanley, I was joking.
Resist.
Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness.
Listen.
I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously.
Yeah,
Where did I mess up the joke?
Yeah.
Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Wait, me or just you?
What is comedic timing?
Okay, let's see.
What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds, and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary.
What the fuck?
When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
Okay. I'm Dunny with the funny. I hate this so much. Did I do it? Am I funny? Did I learn? Did I make you guys laugh? Am I entertaining?
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys.
Oh, surveys.
Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Wait, why did we just come to comedy to just this now? What the fuck?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Yeah, let's go.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly.
Okay,
no
yeah.
need to overthink things.
I bet you're gonna be funny. I am a tough person to make laugh, honestly. Like, I laugh based off reaction most of the time. Or, and the time when I don't is like when I'm with friends.
Here we go. You ready? When
Yeah.
Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already?
Already?
No, what's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off.
And the phone is still unplugged.
Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room.
It's not your
fault.
fault.
What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
No, keep it.
I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Please don't take me with you.
Surely that will help me improve my...
Don't take me. Don't. Damn it.
Here we go. You ready?
Oh, okay.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
There's a bucket sticker. Why did they take it?
What? We're back at the phone already? Oh, no. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? Oh, no.
Is it gonna be?
Here we go. You ready?
That
when Stanley and
go
the
to the
bucket
right.
came to a
left.
set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Because they keep taking me back here. Nothing changed. Not even what he said.
What? We're back at the phone already? Oh, no.
I'm going to the left. Yeah, left.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
My fault?
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
I didn't mean to. You the one... What?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
Hello, puns.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay, I think we're gonna end it now because, like, I don't want to make them too long. The videos too long anymore, at least for this series. So, because like I still want. Short room again. I don't care. Because I want to see more of the beginning with the clock. That is entertaining. So I want to see more of the clock before I start speeding to finish off the game. Because I think we could finish off the game unless if I find out something from a video, like more endings. You finish the game like in probably part 6 or 7. Because we've honestly running out. And I might even make the video shorter until like the words don't pop up after I do the time anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, press the like button. If you're new, subscribe and press notifications. And I'll see you later. I'm gonna go make a burrito. I'm assuming my dad's done making a meat. I'm gonna make a burrito. Bye.